Rape is forced, not wanted. When someone is raped, it can leave someone traumatized for a long time, if not forever. Rape, also known as sexual assault, can happen to both men and women of any age. Women get raped when drunk, but so do men. 1 in 4 college women report surviving rape, 15% or attempted rape, 12% since their 14th birthday. Many people wonder how to prevent rape. You can start by taking a self-defense class. Secondly, when alone, be aware of your surroundings. Thirdly, if you're at a party, be careful what you drink. Be careful what you choose to wear to a party. There are 6 myths and facts. Myth number 1, rape is an impulsive act of passion. Myth number 2, women want to be raped. Myth 3, women ask to be raped. Myth 4, women can run faster with her skirt up than a man with his pants down. Myth 5, you can't blame a man for trying. Myth 6, if a woman's going to be raped, she might as well enjoy it. There are 8 rules of fighting. Maintain eye contact, fight to win, yell loudly, target the vulnerable areas, eyes, nose, Adam's apple, windpipe, groin, knees. Be flexible, direct your anger, use the proper fighting technique, and resist immediately. Now for an interview with Miss Nolfi. What made you want to teach self-defense?
Well, I never really had thought about teaching self-defense. How it came about was Miss Ortiz, probably a lot of you don't know this about her, but she is actually was a physical education teacher as myself, and she taught the self-defense class when she came to teach at Mercy High School. And then in the early 1990s, Miss Ortiz became the Dean of Students, in which she was no longer teaching physical education, and that's when I was asked if I would teach the course. I was very interested in teaching it and have been teaching it ever since. My husband, I was very involved in martial arts only because my husband and sons took it. And my husband actually went on to become a black belt in Kaji Kimbo Karate. So I was very interested in martial arts and was exposed to it through my husband and my sons. So when I was asked to teach the course, I studied a whole summer with Sigon, my husband's sensei, who was Bob Mashmeyer at Coastside Karate in Pacifica. And I studied with him for the whole summer and got some really great training. I trained about 4 to 5 days a week with him in just learning how to teach self-defense. And so I've been doing this ever since, and it is my most favorite class to teach. I feel it is the most effective class, one that I feel really good about when students leave the course, that they are going to be equipped to become resistors and to be smarter women in this world today.
What would you suggest to someone who's been raped or someone who knows a victim of rape?
First, I would highly recommend that they get professional help through a rape crisis center. There's several of them in San Francisco, so that they can get the support that they're going to need after this has happened to them. Hopefully I would encourage them to report it to the police, especially if this is someone that they know, and even if it's someone that they don't know, even if it was a stranger. I would highly recommend that they report it to the police. This way, they can possibly find this person, and this person can be prosecuted for the crime. Even if the victim does not want to take this person to court, at least it would be reported and it would be documented. It's very, very important that these people that do these crimes do not get away with it. The reason rape continues is because many times it is not reported, and 80% of all rapes, the victim knows the rapist, either slightly or well. And these people continue to commit these crimes because they are allowed to continue to do them again and again. So it's very important, number one, that the victim gets the kind of support that they need to get well and to heal. And then number two, so that these assailants are prosecuted and hopefully convicted of their crimes.
What's your view on self-expression of clothing?
Well, I think that everybody should have the freedom to express themselves in the way that they dress. However, I think it's important to know how our culture views us as they look at us. People are very judgmental, and so I think if you're not careful, you're making yourself more vulnerable to being possibly approached in a negative way because of what you're wearing. And I think you just have to really know where you're going, who you're going to be with, and the setting when you are going out into the world and expressing yourself through your type of clothing. Through the media, through advertising, and all of the different ways in which women are portrayed, many times those images are taken the wrong way in real life. And we need to be careful and know that if we're going to be dressing provocatively, then perhaps we are setting ourselves up to be assaulted or looked at in a way that really isn't us. It's unfortunate that certain types of clothes say certain things about a person. They're stereotypes. However, there's always a little bit of truth in stereotypes, and even though we might want to wear something that's sexy, someone else viewing us might look at us and say that we are that we're loose women, or that we're wanting rape or wanting to have sex, not even rape, but that the way we dress is telling people that that we would like to have sex, or that we're sexy and that we're easy, or whatever other adjectives go along with that kind of mentality. So I say freedom of expression is very important, but I think knowing the consequences that sometimes come along with that, just as with drugs and alcohol, when you go to parties, you need to know your limits, you need to be careful, because that also makes you very vulnerable to rape and assault. So be smart, and just know that even though you're dressing in a way that makes you feel good about yourself, it might have a different effect on another person, or a person might look at you differently. So keep that in mind.